Welcome to the Tulsa Regional Chamber's 2025 Annual Meeting and Inauguration. At this time, please direct your attention to the screens for a message from our host sponsor.
Let's make tonight the weekend. I don't wanna wait. I don't wanna wait. I don't wanna wait. Got no reason not to celebrate. Baby, I just don't wanna wait. Tonight's the weekend. I don't wanna wait. I don't wanna wait. I don't wanna wait. Got no reason not to celebrate.
Welcome to the Tulsa Regional Chamber's 2025 Annual Meeting and Inauguration. To sing our national anthem, please welcome the Chamber's Senior Vice President of Resource Development, Allison Walden, also known as recording artist Allie B. Please rise.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave, the brave.
Please be seated. During today's program, we encourage you to comment on social media using the hashtag #PartnersInProsperity as shown on your programs. Each year, the Tulsa Regional Chamber relies on the generous support of our members to sponsor our signature events, trips, and publications. We want to take this opportunity to recognize and thank the sponsors for today's event. Please hold your applause until all have been recognized. Today's host sponsor is Cox Business Convention Center. Our presenting sponsors are Bill Knight Automotive Group and St. Francis Health System. Our networking hour sponsor is Tulsa Community College. Our AV sponsor is TES Productions. Today's gold sponsors are Ascension St. John, Bank of Oklahoma, Cherokee Nation Businesses, Commerce Bank, Cox Communications, D&L Oil Tools, Family and Children's Services, Frederick Dorwart Lawyers, Hogan Taylor, Northeastern State University, OneOak, OSU Center for Health Sciences, Retrospect Films, River Spirit Casino Resort, Schnocky Turnbow Frank, TTCU Federal Credit Union, Tulsa Country Club, Tulsa People Magazine, Tulsa Tech, Tulsa World Media Company, Tulsa Zoo Management, and Vass Bank. Our award sponsor is Security Bank. Our invitation sponsor is Sawyer Manufacturing Company. Our video sponsors are Blue Sky Bank and World Travel Service. Our silver sponsors are George Kaiser Family Foundation, Hall Estel, Ingredion, Mid-America Industrial Park, Osage Casinos, Regent Bank, Roxtech, and the University of Tulsa. And our production partners are Retrospect Films and TES Productions. Also, thank you to our corporate table sponsors, which are listed on your programs. Please take note of these companies and call on them when possible for your future business needs. Please give all of our sponsors a big round of applause. As you continue to enjoy your lunch, please direct your attention to the screens for messages from our presenting sponsors, after which our program will resume in about 10 minutes.
Hi, I'm Bill Knight for Bill Knight Ford, and we're proud to be part of the Tulsa community and Oklahoma's #1 Ford dealer for 16 years, providing you with unmatched sales and ownership experience. We're grateful for the trust and support you've shown us, making our continued growth and success possible. Here's to 16 years of sales leadership and many more to come. Join us at Bill Knight Ford and BillKnightFord.com, 96th and Memorial, and home of the Knight Advantage.
Around the clock, throughout eastern Oklahoma, we are devoted to one thing: improving the health of our communities, our home. We are your friends, your neighbors. We are the people of St. Francis.
Welcome back to the Tulsa Regional Chamber's 2025 Annual Meeting and Inauguration. Please welcome to the podium the President and CEO of the Tulsa Regional Chamber, Mike Neal.
Good afternoon. Can we get one big round of applause one more time for Allison Walden, the great job she did? My colleague, she's now Allie B. But great job, Allison. Well, first of all, thanks to each of the 1,200 of you for joining us here today at the Cox Business Convention Center. We're so excited to have all of you be part of this year's annual meeting and inauguration. We're here today to celebrate the accomplishments of 2024, honor some of those who made 2024 so successful, and look forward to what's in store for 2025 and beyond. As you continue to enjoy your lunch, I'd like to introduce our head table. Please hold your applause until I introduce everyone. Seated on my immediate right, that would be your left, actually this side in the back row, Shelby Bill, President and CEO of TTCU Federal Credit Union, a gold sponsor. Scott Vandergriff, Board Chair at Tulsa Zoo Management, a gold sponsor. Shannon O'Doherty, CEO of Commerce Bank, a gold sponsor. The Honorable Chuck Garrett, Chief Executive Officer at Cherokee Nation Businesses, a gold sponsor. David Wagner, Partner and Chief Financial Officer at Snocky Turnbow Frank, a gold sponsor. Paul DeMuro, Managing Partner at Frederick Dorwart Lawyers, a gold sponsor. Caroline Rice, Client Service Manager and Creative Strategy at Retrospect Films, a gold sponsor. Now, seated on the front row, beginning on your far left, my right, Austin Connors, General Manager for Oakview Group at Cox Business Convention Center, today's host sponsor. The Honorable Chris Benj, Vice President of Operations at OSU Institute of Technology, representing OSU Center of Health Sciences, a gold sponsor. Lauren Landwerlen, President of the St. John Foundation, representing Ascension St. John, a gold sponsor. Carrie Schultz, Vice President of Advancement and President of TCC Foundation, representing Tulsa Community College, today's networking hour sponsor. Our new Tulsa Mayor, Monroe Nichols, good to see you, Mayor. Jennifer Jezek, President of Sovereign Stewardship and 2024 Chair of the Tulsa Regional Chamber, who you'll be hearing from directly. Bill Knight, 2025 Tulsa Regional Chamber Chair and President of Knight Automotive Group, a presenting sponsor who you'll certainly be hearing from shortly. Seated to my immediate left, your right, on the front row, Dr. Cliff Robertson, 2026 Chair of the Tulsa Regional Chamber and President and CEO of St. Francis Health System, a presenting sponsor. Muskogee Nation Principal Chief David Hill, representing River Spirit Casino and Resort, a gold sponsor. Osage Nation Principal Chief Jeffrey Standing Bear. Thank you, Chiefs. Tom Biocchini, 2023 Chair of the Tulsa Regional Chamber and Chairman of Ash Bank, a gold sponsor. Stacy Kimes, President and CEO of BOK Financial, representing the Bank of Oklahoma, a gold sponsor. Rachel Roberts, Community Relations and Legislation Manager at Family and Children's Services, a gold sponsor. Commissioner Lonnie Sims, Chair of the Tulsa County Commission. Councilor Karen Gilbert, Vice Chair of the Tulsa City Council. Now seated on the back row, beginning on your far right, Kevin Frankenberger, Vice President of TES Productions, today's AV sponsor. Sarah Boren, Events Coordinator at the Tulsa World Media Company, a gold sponsor. Randy Nail, CEO of Hogan Taylor, a gold sponsor. Dr. Rodney Hanley, President of Northeastern State University, a gold sponsor. Roger, of all people, Roger Ramsire, Vice President and Market Leader of Cox Communications, a gold sponsor. Roger, I hope you didn't have any problems finding you here today. Tony Heberlin, Chief Communications and Economic Development Officer for Tulsa Tech, a gold sponsor. Jim Langdon, publisher at Tulsa People Magazine, a gold sponsor. In addition to these sponsors seated at the head table, we owe special thanks to D&L Oil Tools, a gold sponsor, One Oak, a gold sponsor, and Tulsa Country Club, a gold sponsor. And thank you to each of our silver and corporate table sponsors who are all listed on the back of your programs. Please join me in thanking all of our sponsors for their very generous support. As always, we have some distinguished guests in our audience today. If you're an elected official or a member of a staff of an elected official member at any level of government, would you please stand at this time to be recognized? Thank you all so much for being here. You guys are phenomenal partners. We appreciate you. And now we'd like to ask our past board chairs in attendance today to please stand and be recognized. Thank you, ladies, all you ladies and gentlemen, for your service to the chamber as well as our community. Sadly, we lost a former board chair this year, our past chair, Don Walker, who was our chamber chair in 2020. Don was the founding president, CEO of Arvest Bank in Tulsa, and he was a mentor to Arvest Bank President Kirk Hayes, so many other Arvest bankers and executives, and to me and many others on our team. Don had a stellar 40-plus year career with Arvest Bank. Can you imagine working for anybody for 40 years? He did. Don was heavily involved for years with our chamber, the United Way, Downtown Tulsa Unlimited, the Boy Scouts, and many other civic and community groups. He was an avid hunter and a fisherman, The one thing we disagreed on is that he was an avid Arkansas Razorback fan. I didn't necessarily share that love with him, being a Tiger. But several years ago, Don and his wife moved back to Northwest Arkansas to be close to their daughter and grandson. And he resided there with his family. He actually finally retired from Arvest at the end of 2023. Don will be greatly missed. Now we'd like to ask all who served on our 2024 Board of Directors, including those who are retiring from board service, to stand and be recognized for your generous contributions of time and resources over the many years. Please stand. Thank you all so much. We also need to acknowledge and thank all of you who are serving on the Chamber's 2025 Executive Committee and Board of Directors. Would you please stand, and would you also join me in giving them a round of applause? Thank you all so much. Last but certainly not least, I want to recognize the Chamber's Board of Advisors, which include 227 of the Chamber's top investors and represent 64% of the Chamber's membership revenue. We thank our Board of Advisors members for their commitment to our organization, their attendance at our programs, their engagement in crucial strategies, discussions, and their volunteer leadership. We rely on their counsel during the Chamber's One Voice advocacy process and our small group discussions and our joint board meetings, as well as key events such as our annual DC fly-ins and intercity visits. They make our regional voice stronger, more diverse, and more inclusive. Board of Advisors, would you please stand so that we can thank you for your ongoing support of the Chamber's mission to increase regional economic prosperity. Thank you again to everyone who makes possible the work we're here today to celebrate. Without a doubt, 2024 was a significant year, and for a number of reasons. From economic development and tourism, to governmental affairs and community development, the Tulsa region and the Tulsa Regional Chamber had much to celebrate this past year. Let's take a look now.
As a region, Northeast Oklahoma accomplished much in 2024, and the Tulsa Regional Chamber was proud to be part of those accomplishments. From economic development, regional tourism, government affairs, and community development, here's a quick look at some highlights. Tulsa's Future is the regional economic development partnership led by the Chamber. And in 2024, Tulsa's Future and its partners brought more than $2 billion of the new capital investment to Northeast Oklahoma and supported the creation of more than 2,800 jobs with an average salary above $64,000. Existing employers increased their presence by adding locations and expanding operations. Webco Industries opened the 72,000 square foot F.W. Weber Leadership Campus in Sand Springs. Wisconsin-based Greenheck Group is constructing its 7th building on its Tulsa campus. With 640 local employees, Greenheck plans to add another 300 in the next 5 years. American Airlines operates the world's largest commercial aviation maintenance facility right here in Tulsa. American already has more than 5,000 employees and announced it will add 600 more high-paying jobs to its local operations. And new employers brought their companies to the Tulsa region in 2024. Gift, a tech company founded in the Netherlands, established its U.S. headquarters in Tulsa. Norsun, a Norwegian solar energy company, announced plans to invest $620 million into a facility at Tulsa International Airport. Stardust Power Inc. plans to build a $1 billion battery-grade lithium facility at Port Muskogee. And finally, Crusoe Energy Systems, an AI infrastructure company, is investing $10 million into a Tulsa manufacturing facility that will create 100 jobs in its first year.
During the 2023-2024 fiscal year, regional tourism generated more than $327 million of economic impact and nearly $5 million in lodging tax revenue. Tulsa became the official capital of Route 66, positioning the city to play a key role in the National Centennial Celebration in 2026. Tulsa Regional Tourism and key partners held the Big Dam Party to celebrate the opening of Zinc Lake, the Tulsa Wave Park, and the Williams Crossing pedestrian bridge. And over 100,000 people visited the gathering place during this 4-day event. The Tulsa Convention and Visitors Bureau secured Tulsa to host the 2026 National Tour Association Travel Exchange and further cemented Tulsa's standing as an equine hub, hosting more than a dozen events. Leveraging the new Wee Street Ice Center, the Tulsa Sports Commission hosted the ESPN-covered World Axe and Knife Throwing Championships. And another successful Big 12 Wrestling Championship and 4 separate youth events maintained Tulsa as the amateur wrestling capital of the world. The Tulsa Office of Film, Music, Arts, and Culture, FMAC, assisted with the welcome and location scout for the Broadway cast, crew, and producers of the Tony Award-winning Outsiders musical. FMAC also launched Tulsa on Tour, which provides grants to local musicians touring the country and the world. The Tulsa House at Austin's South by Southwest Festival showcased 19 local bands and musicians over 2 days alongside film and workforce panels. FMAC also assisted with 49 film and TV projects, generating 233 production days, more than $13.7 million in local spending, and work for 264 local crew members. And finally, the tourism team continued to advocate for a convention center hotel, which should be completed in 2029.
The Chamber's advocacy work is guided by the One Voice Regional Legislative Agenda. The past year saw a major win on a long-time One Voice priority when Oklahoma Governor Kevin Stitt signed off on a $50 million state appropriation for repairs to the Tulsa/West Tulsa levee system. The Chamber also saw wins on other One Voice priorities, including appropriations for $1.5 million for the revolving fund for the Oklahoma Civil Rights Trail, as well as appropriation of $1 million to fund the Oklahoma Workforce Commission, unlocking $4 million of ARPA funding. Permission was obtained for incarcerated persons who are within 5 years of release to receive state tuition and grants for certain higher education programs. 2024 also saw establishment of a pathway to fund a pilot program that would expand opportunities to invest in Oklahoma's mental health workforce.
As part of its community development work, the Chamber partnered with the Healthy Minds Policy Initiative on a study that illustrates how investments in behavioral health benefits the community. Type Rose, the Young Professionals program housed at the Chamber, hosted 918 Lead, a nonpartisan boot camp to prepare young Tulsans to run for public office. Speaking of Type Rose, community and business leaders across numerous industries shared their expertise with young professionals at the annual All Access Networking event. The Chamber also conducted its 2024 Inner City Visit, the 15th in an annual series of visits to peer cities to learn best practices. More than 125 attendees from across Northeast Oklahoma took part in the 3-day trip to Detroit, Michigan.
As your partner in prosperity, the Tulsa Regional Chamber looks back proudly at all we've accomplished in 2024.
The ongoing investment of Chamber members made these accomplishments possible.
Thank you to all of our city, county, regional, state, and tribal partners for their collaboration.
With continued commitment, the Tulsa region is sure to accomplish even more in 2025 and beyond.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the President of Sovereign Stewardship and the 2024 Chair of the Tulsa Regional Chamber, Jennifer Jezek.
Good afternoon, everyone. Could you believe that video? Wasn't that amazing? As that video just showed, we have much to celebrate and even more to look forward to. A year ago, I stood on this stage and shared my vision for unlocking Tulsa's promise. Today, I'm thrilled to share how together we've turned that vision into action in 2024. I also feel deeply honored to serve as the 4th female chair in the over 100-year history of the Tulsa Chamber. Yeah. Following in the footsteps of remarkable powerhouse women who I deeply admire, Paula Marshall, Becky Frank, and Rose Washington Jones is a privilege I do not take lightly. It's a testament to the progress we've made and a reminder of the work we still have to do to ensure leadership opportunities for all. As I reflect on my time as Chamber Chair, I am filled with gratitude for the opportunities I've had to contribute to the remarkable work happening across our region. This year has been one of collaboration, growth, and inspiration as we've sought to unlock Tulsa's promise together. One of the defining moments of this past year was the Chamber's inaugural State of the Tribal Nations event. As a proud Cherokee citizen, this event was deeply personal to me. Bringing the vision of this gathering to life was not just a professional milestone, it was a profound honor. In a packed room of more than 850 attendees, we heard from the visionary leaders of the Cherokee, Muskogee, and Osage nations. Their insights on tribal leadership, economic development, and cultural preservation illuminated the immeasurable impact these tribes have on Oklahoma's identity and prosperity. For me, it was in a moment of immense pride to see the rich heritage of our tribal nations celebrated and their voices amplified on such a significant stage. Their dedication to preserving their culture while driving innovation exemplifies the very heart of our 2024 theme, Unlocking Tulsa's Promise. It's a reminder that when we honor our history and invest in partnerships, we create a future of endless possibilities. I look forward to the second annual State of Tribal Nations event in April. I want to personally thank our 3 tribal representatives at the head table today, Chief Hill, Chief Standing Bear, and Chuck Garrett. Thank you for your support of the State of Tribal Nations event series. Another unforgettable highlight in 2024 was the Broadway premiere of The Outsiders, a new musical. Over 100 Tulsans joined a chamber-led delegation to New York City to showcase our city's story to prospective companies, site selectors, and national media. Seeing Tulsa celebrated on Broadway with a story rooted in our culture as a musical based on Tulsa's own S.E. Hinton was nothing short of magical. It proved the power of sharing our identity on a national stage, and it planted seeds for future growth. Speaking of transformative experiences, the Chamber's inner-city visit to Detroit left a profound impact. Over 3 days, we witnessed the resilience and unity driving Detroit's remarkable revitalization. Despite immense challenges, Detroit's leaders and residents have come together with a shared vision to rebuild and thrive. Their journey reminded us of what's possible when a community comes together with a shared vision. For Tulsa, it reaffirmed that collaboration is key to unlocking extraordinary potential. And it requires all of us, elected officials, business leaders, and young professionals to work together with determination and purpose. As the 2024 chair, I was afforded the chance to see firsthand how remarkable the Tulsa Regional Chamber is as an organization. It has been my privilege to work closely with these tireless chamber staff these past few years, and especially throughout 2024. They are the very best at what they do. For example, the Tulsa Regional Chamber's economic development work was recently reviewed by the International Economic Development Council, IEDC, which is the world's largest association for professional economic developers. IEDC recognizes organizations that demonstrate long-term strategic planning and significant community impact and innovation. They consider the work of Tulsa's future Regional Economic Development Partnership to meet among the best in the world. As an example, just yesterday, the Chamber took part in a groundbreaking ceremony in Muskogee for Stardust Power, for what will be one of the largest lithium refineries in North America. As a result of projects like this, the Chamber has again been certified as an accredited economic development organization by IEDC. The Chamber has been accredited since 2012. Beyond its economic development credentials, the Chamber holds a number of other distinctions. These include a 5-star accreditation through the U.S. Chamber, an accredited destination marketing organization, that's Visit Tulsa, through Destinations International, and the Tulsa Sports Commission through Sports ETA. The Chamber also houses the Tulsa Office of Film, Music, Arts, and Culture, or FMAC, which is easier to say. That's Tulsa, which is accredited with the city's film commission through the Association of Film Commissioners International. These distinctions reflect the tireless work of the Chamber's staff and the strength of our partnerships with our members, investors, and tribal and regional allies. Together, we're positioning Tulsa as a city that is not only competitive, but visionary on a global scale. As I conclude my term as chair, I want to express my heartfelt gratitude to each of you for your partnership, for your passion and belief in Tulsa's extraordinary promise. This year has reinforced what I've always known. Tulsa's greatest asset is its people. Yeah, you can clap for that. Absolutely. You business leaders, educators, public officials, young professionals are the driving force behind our progress. Your resilience, creativity, and commitment give me the unshakable optimism for the future. We've laid a strong foundation, but this is just the beginning. Tulsa's promise isn't something to unlock, it is something to unleash. And I know that together we will achieve even greater things in years ahead. Thank you for allowing me the privilege to serve as your chair in 2024. It has been the experience of a lifetime. Let's continue unlocking Tulsa's extraordinary promise together. Thank you. And on that note, there are some outstanding individuals who deserve special recognition at this time. The great projects and successes we are celebrating today would not have been possible without them. They are the Tulsa Regional Chamber's Partners of the Year. I'll now announce each of these year honorees, and I'll ask Chamber President, CEO Mike Neal to join me on the stage to hand out the awards. First up, Economic Development Partner of the Year. This year's honoree is Dana Weber, CEO of Webco Industries. Dana is being recognized for being a great advocate and resource for the Chamber's economic development initiatives and for her workforce support of development programs. Sand Springs-based Webco Industries was created by the vision of William Weber, Dana's father, in 1969. She grew up with the company and ultimately became CEO in 2011. Last June, the firm celebrated the grand opening of the F.W. Weber Leadership Campus, a consolidation of operations for the company which provides high-quality carbon steel, stainless steel, and other metal specialty tubing products designed for industry and customer specifications.
My name is Dana Weber. I am the CEO of Webco Industries. My dad had such a strong reputation, and he was so ethical and had so much integrity, and he had built many relationships over many years before he started the company. And I think that is what really was the secret to our success in getting through those rough early years. And Dad was able to call on many, many relationships that he had developed over the years to help us and support us through those early years. I don't think you can survive without a network of partners because you just don't, you can't stand on your own. Those partnerships are critical, and it's been a foundation of our success and our core values also. And so we started with the Tulsa Chamber. It's been so beneficial in ways I never even thought about. In the Tulsa area, I think I don't know if it's unique, but I suspect it is, in that businesses really work to support each other. And we think of each other as we're all in this together, we're not enemies. And the Tulsa Chamber really facilitates that. And I believe that the work that we do with the Tulsa Chamber is part of that concept of work for the community, for the long-term good of the community, even if you're personally not going to benefit from it or see it. If we try to do things by ourselves or one-on-one, it really doesn't have the same impact. And plus, you might not understand the whole picture. But when we all listen to each other and talk together and bring the whole big picture together, we end up with a better outcome and a stronger result and a stronger voice to communicate, especially to those who can make a difference. It is a huge honor, and I'm just thrilled and can't say thank you enough to the people that made this decision. I love being a part of the success of our region. Just being a part of the Chamber and being a part of all the wonderful work that they do is very important to me. I've learned so much from the Chamber and from the people at the Chamber and from the other members. And so this award is just like a cherry on top. The reason that I have those opportunities is because of the amazing team that we have at WEBCO. They recognize the importance and they appreciate the importance and they support me fully. And so thank you to the WEBCO team for all they do every day to make it possible for me to participate in things like the Tulsa Chamber.
Congratulations and thank you to Dana Weber. Next up, Regional Tourism Partner of the Year. This year's honoree is Danny Boy O'Connor. Danny Boy may not be a native Tulsan, but few embody the dynamic, vibrant, and passionate spirit of the city more than him. Beyond his tireless efforts as the executive director of the Outsider House Museum, Danny Boy was also instrumental in Visit Tulsa's trip to New York City for the Broadway premiere of Outsiders the Musical. What's more, he also spoke on a panel at the 2024 World Breaking Classic USA qualifier. Did anyone else watch breakdancing during the Olympics? I know I did. Danny Boy has been central to Tulsa's placemaking efforts, even taking stage to perform his smash hit, Jump Around, at the Big Dam Party, the one-of-a-kind celebration of the transformative Zinc Lake. Danny Boy's love for Tulsa and desire to tell a story around the world is infectious and a true asset to Visit Tulsa's efforts.
Hi, my name is Danny Boy O'Connor, and I'm the executive director of the Outsiders House Museum here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Tulsa means many things to me, but there's a beautiful original Tulsa flag that says Opportunity Unlimited or Unlimited Opportunity. Either way, it's the same. I love that flag, even though I love our new flag. Tulsans in general are the most helpful, kind, authentic people I've ever met. It's my experience. I mean, I came here with a crazy dream, which was like, I'm gonna buy this Outsiders House Museum with every last cent that I have. If you have a dream, and if you're willing to work for that dream, my belief is that you can find your audience here in Oklahoma that can help you, especially if you're creative, and that's just the field that I'm in. There are so many resources here, and that's refreshing, and I don't know that people know that as well as they should. We've had a wonderful relationship with the Chamber because they're a partner in the community, and we both have each other's best interests at heart. You can't come here and not find something that resonates with you, and then once you find one, you'll find 10 more things that you can string together to do. So it's really hard now for me to tell people when they come here, like, what all to see. You kind of got to just give them a map or give them a few pointers and say, have fun. If you don't love where you live and you don't love what you do, life can be a bit much sometimes, but I love what I do and I love where I'm at, and it's really hard for me to have a bad day here. The honest truth is thank you for what you guys have done, because we didn't do this alone. That museum is run by a staff of a small staff with a large volunteer staff and on the backs of everyday Tulsans who have committed their time, money, and effort into supporting, building, and maintaining that place. It is my commitment and my job to make sure that that house stays open, stays on top where it needs to be, and make sure that generations upon generations will be able to experience this. And you guys entrusted me with that, and I'll be forever grateful, for that. So thank you, Tulsa, and as always, yeah, stay gold.
Congratulations and thank you to Danny Boy O'Connor for all he did to support the regional tourism this past year. In his words, stay gold, Danny Boy. Our next award is for Government Affairs Partner of the Year. The honorees are Jeannie Q, Karen Keith, and Lonnie Sims. All three have played a pivotal role in securing funding for the repair of the Arkansas River levee system, a project essential to protecting thousands of lives, homes, and businesses across the Tulsa region. This critical infrastructure improvement has been a long-standing priority of the Chamber's One Voice agenda, and their collaboration at the city, county, and state levels was key to moving it forward. Jeannie's advocacy on the city council, Karen's leadership at the county level, and Lonnie's efforts at the state level exemplify how collaboration can achieve impactful results. Their dedication to ensuring the safety and resilience of our community sets a powerful example of how effective public service works.
Karen Keith, Tulsa County Commissioner, District 2, just retired.
My name is Lonnie Sims. I am now the Tulsa County Commissioner for District 2.
I'm Jeannie Q, and I was on the board of the levee project with the federal government, the state government, and county government, and I represented the city of Tulsa.
We absolutely knew that the levees were not in great shape. In 19, when we had the high water event, we had thousands of boils. The levee could have failed catastrophically. Efforts were made to make sure that the levee stayed up. Would the levee withstand another high water event like that? I don't think any of us believed that in fact it would. We understood then that we had to make sure that we got this project off the ground and moving.
Well, for Tulsa, when it came to the levee, it was really, how do we address West Tulsa's needs, Sand Springs, Tulsa? How do we make sure that we build this back in a way that, one, it builds back resilience, but also protects the community? And then how do we get those people out of harm's way?
First of all, we had to get the federal dollars. So we got the federal money. And that was, of course, the region coming together and saying this is important for the region. So grateful that everybody joined hands on that effort. And then last spring, in order to get this project across the finish line at this point, it was necessary to get an additional $50 million. Senator Thompson and Speaker Hilbert, they worked with me and with the other county commissioners. We got the additional $50 million that we needed to shore up the funding on this project. So it is moving along. I cannot wait to see the ground broken on it.
Regionalism is really got the momentum going for Tulsa. So many good things that we talked about doing 20 years ago and really started working on, you're really seeing that come to fruition.
But it takes every city around us to grow and prosper, working on projects together and making the quality of life for citizens better. The Tulsa Chamber is always open, giving advice, helping with ideas, working with neighborhoods, helping them to understand what we're doing and how we're trying to make their life and the quality of life better.
To receive this kind of recognition, it was certainly not expected, and it was certainly not achieved without many, many partners, friends. So excited to see what's coming for Tulsa and the Tulsa region.
Well, I am deeply honored But I have to tell you that the work that you're honoring me for was done through collaboration. So I want to say thank you to the Regional Chamber. I want to say thank you to Rich Briere and INCOG for all of their work, my colleagues at Tulsa County. In closing, my assistant, Sherry Langston, who worked so hard hand in hand on all of these projects and everything that we accomplished throughout my years. I just want to say thanks to everyone and all of you in this room, because you were there, you worked on one voice, and you helped get these things done. Thank you.
Congratulations and thank you to Jeannie, Karen, and Lonnie for all they did during 2024. Next up, Community Development Partner of the Year. This year's honoree is my friend, Rose Washington Jones, and TEDC Creative Capital. Rose has long been a leader in advancing diversity and inclusion while driving equitable economic growth in the Tulsa region. As CEO of the Tulsa Economic Development Corporation, she's supported underrepresented entrepreneurs and small businesses, creating opportunities that strengthen the local economy. Her efforts have made a meaningful impact on fostering a more inclusive and vibrant community, and we're proud to honor her with this award.
Hi, I'm Rose Washington Jones with Tulsa Economic Development Corporation, also known as TEDC Creative Capital, and I serve as Chief Executive Officer. I ensure that we provide progressive lending to promising businesses. I'm really proud of the work that we do at TEDC and the work that I've advocated for. Every person, every individual, every entrepreneur who truly wants to pursue business ownership should have an opportunity, should be included in the ecosystem, and should have access to resources. When I came to Tulsa, there was one primary organization that I knew I needed to associate myself with in order to achieve the expectations that had been set for me by the board of TEDC, and that was the Tulsa Regional Chamber. The Chamber was that place for me where I really got a great introduction to Tulsa. And it is a place that I suggest any person, any business owner, any professional coming into the city look to for resources, for connections, for impact. I want Tulsa to be the place where anyone and everyone can succeed and find purpose and make impact. I'm really, really proud of the work that we've done on 3 significant projects in the community. One is the Shops on Peoria, one is Oasis Fresh Market, and the other is GEM, Greenwood Entrepreneurship at Moton. I'm really thrilled to receive the Community Development Award from the Tulsa Regional Chamber, but I am definitely not the only one who works hard to serve community. And I am just happy to carry the banner and to represent everyone in our ecosystem, everyone in our region who understands the value, who cares about small businesses, and who support the work that we do every day to make Tulsa the best place on earth to start and grow a business.
Thank you again to Rose for all she does on behalf of our community. Our next award is for Resource Development Partner of the Year. And the honoree is another friend of mine, I feel so lucky, is Tim Lyons. Tim served on the Chamber Board from 2017 through 2024, which included his vice chair roles for resource development, education ed PAC, as well as his consistent commitment of chamber investment with his own company and encouragement of other businesses to do the same. Additionally, TTCU's investment in the community far exceeds its chamber investment, including Tim's service as United Way co-chair in 2021, and the millions TTCU has provided through its multiple initiatives and own foundation to the education community.
My name is Tim Lyons. I am the CEO for TTCU Federal Credit Union. I had always been involved in the community and involved in my church, and I knew that you can never give too much. You can never serve too much, because when you serve and when you give, it always comes back to you in some form or fashion. Some benefit, some blessing will come back to you and your organization. TTCU was very fortunate to be recognized for the many contributions that we made. And we have just celebrated our 90th year. And we have been serving educators for 90 years. And now we serve the broader community. Chamber involvement has brought great visibility and recognition to our organization and to the things that we're trying to accomplish here in the Tulsa region. We all know that we have this great stewardship of a wonderful organization. It's our turn to take care of this organization and its values and the members who rely on us. I always tell people that chamber membership pays dividends. I don't know exactly how those dividends will be paid, but I promise you that they will. You know, the chamber is so good at connecting people and organizations. And so you never know when you're going to be connected with someone who's going to be able to help you be successful in your business or to provide some specific need that your business has. And really, the only limiting factor is how involved people get. The more they get involved with the chamber, the more likely it is that those dividends are going to be paid back. They're going to come back to your organization and to you personally in so many different ways. For me, I met so many wonderful friends. You're given that opportunity to connect and make friends. And I will say that some of the best friends that I have made in my almost 50 years in Tulsa have been made through the Tulsa Chamber. And I will cherish those friendships forever. I am incredibly honored by this, and especially coming from my chamber colleagues and my work colleagues, people that I love and respect so much. And my life has been made better through all these connections that I've had. Thank you, Mike Neal. Thank you, Jennifer Jezek, so much for your kindness and your support and your inspiration. I appreciate you all so very much.
Thank you again to Tim for all he has done to support not only the chamber, but our entire region. Our next award is for Regional Partners of the Year. This year's honorees are from Claremore. They are City Manager John Feary and Maggie Froman Knight, Executive Director of Claremore Economic Development. On May 25th of last year, a tornado and related severe storms caused widespread damage in the Claremore area. In the aftermath, John led a city effort that focused on restoring power, removing debris, and coordinating recovery efforts with local and state officials. About 800 homes were damaged by the storm, along with many businesses and public facilities. Maggie guided Claremore's economic development, which worked with the Claremore Area Chamber of Commerce to actively support local businesses affected by the storm, providing essential resources, business assistance, and connections to facilitate a swift recovery.
I'm John Feary, and I'm the City Manager of Claremore, Oklahoma.
I'm Maggie Froman Knight. I serve as the Executive Director for Claremore Economic Development.
I work for the council, but all 250 employees work for and directly report to me. So I'm essentially responsible for every bit of the day-to-day functions, from infrastructure improvements, working with our economic development partners, finance, grants, parks, trails, police, fire.
We believe that business attraction is an important function to bring new investment into our community. Alongside that, we believe it's even more critical to retain the companies that you already have and make sure that you're engaging and investing with them.
The value added to Claremore as for being a regional partner with the Tulsa Regional Chamber has really paid dividends to our community for many years. The value that those relationships have for me personally and professionally and for my community, you can't really put a dollar figure on.
Claremore Economic Development's partnership with Tulsa Regional Chamber is invaluable. we receive significant return for the investment that we make there. And so it's a pathway in order for us to communicate and collaborate with other communities who may have initiatives similar to ours or different. It allows us an opportunity to learn best practices. It allows us also the opportunity to help share the things that we are doing really well with our neighboring communities. So you're not recreating the wheel.
The Chamber, fortunately, has been resourced very well over the years. And when we first started the concept of regionalism, a lot of the smaller communities weren't resourced and did not have the resources and access to the tools that were needed. So whether it was from updating ordinances or codes or call trips or working with site selectors, those were not things that smaller communities had access to. Through the partnership with the Chamber over the last 2 decades, communities across Northeast Oklahoma have had access to that. And that's been a game changer when it comes to new jobs, innovation, technology, or education. And so I have always been a proponent of all of our suburbs and our partner communities to lean into their capabilities.
And so in economic development, you're practicing in the today while looking forward 20 and 50 years. And that is certainly not an easy task. And that might look really different in Claremore than it does Bixby or another community within the Tulsa region.
We are very pleased and humbled and happy to accept this on behalf of the citizens of Claremore, Oklahoma.
We are truly thankful and honored to receive the Regional Partner Award for 2024.
Thank you again to John and Maggie for all they did for the city of Claremore throughout 2024. Our final award for today is the highest honor the Chamber bestows. It is the Lifetime Achievement Award, and it goes to a trusted business leader and dedicated community volunteer, Kevin Gross. As the CEO of Hillcrest Healthcare System, Kevin oversees operation of Hillcrest's entire network of hospitals and clinics. In the wake of the pandemic, Kevin leveraged his 4 decades of healthcare experience while serving on the Mayor's Economic Recovery Advisory Committee to help our community rebound from the devastating time. In addition to board service for Tulsa Community College, an advisory council service for Meals on Wheels of Metro Tulsa, Kevin served as the chair for the Tulsa Regional Chamber in 2022 and was the chair for the State Chamber of Oklahoma in 2023. Few executives have been more dedicated to our city and our state than this year's Lifetime Achievement honoree, Kevin Gross.
My name is Kevin Gross. I'm the CEO of the Hillcrest Healthcare System. Hillcrest is a system of 8 hospitals, about 6,000 employees, and about 100 locations in and around Tulsa, northeastern Oklahoma. The fun part for me about working in hospitals is you're really changing people's lives. I mean, we're not making things or producing things, we're healing people. And it's a real calling to be able to do that. I think that my time at Hillcrest is the highlight of my career. I came to Hillcrest in 2004. It was a vastly different organization then than it is today. We've added hospitals, we've added clinic locations, we've added services, we've added employees to enable us to provide the best possible care to our patients. My role as CEO of the system is to make sure that we have all the resources in place so that medical professionals, doctors, nurses, and others can provide the best possible care to patients. So I've been involved with the Tulsa Regional Chamber since 2004 when I came to Tulsa. But most recently, in the last 5 years, I've served as chair, chair-elect, and past chair. And it's really given me an opportunity to appreciate how much the Chamber does and how much work that we accomplish. I think the biggest thing for me, that the Chamber does is advocacy. Working with the legislature, the governor, and Congress in Washington, D.C. And I think that through our One Voice agenda, we bring together the whole region, not just Tulsa, but all of our regional partners, and become a much stronger voice than any one individual or any one organization could do in advocacy. The advice I would give to people coming along in their career is find something that you love and do it. That's why I've been successful. I love what I do. My reaction when I learned that I was receiving this award was surprise, but I was also deeply humbled. It's a real honor, and I appreciate not only the chamber, but the leadership, volunteer leadership of the chamber that has given me this award. My work with the chamber is only possible because the people at Hillcrest support me in doing it. They take care of patients every day while I'm off volunteering on these types of activities, and I appreciate my team at Hillcrest very much.
Thank you, Kevin, for your service to our community and to the chamber. You exemplify volunteerism in Tulsa, and we appreciate all you've done in business and beyond. Okay, you know what time it is. It is now time for me to pass the leadership gavel. The person who will succeed me and serve as 2025 chair is both a trusted business leader and a dedicated community volunteer, Bill Knight. Yeah. For more than 16 years, Bill has been president of Knight Automotive Group, which employs more than 300 people and includes 5 dealerships, most notably Bill Knight Ford, the #1 volume Ford dealership in Oklahoma for the past 16 years in a row. Bill had previously held roles for Penske Automotive Group and came to Tulsa after 14 years at Ford Motor Company. Bill was also Oklahoma's Time Dealer of the Year in 2023, which honors new car dealers across America and their tireless efforts to improve the communities and the world around them. In addition to his more than 2 decades of service to the Tulsa Regional Chamber, Bill has served as an advisory board member for Domestic Violence Intervention Services, as a past chair of the governing board of directors for Hillcrest South Hospital, as the National Dealer Council chairman for Lincoln, and as the past chairman of on the Tulsa board of the Better Business Bureau. Originally from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Bill made it to Tulsa in 1998 by way of Detroit and Denver. Bill and his wife Roseanne have 2 kids plus 5 grandchildren, including the youngest, who was born yesterday. I know. And they all live in Tulsa. So without any further ado, it is my distinct honor and privilege to officially pass the leadership gavel to Tulsa Regional Chamber Chair, Bill Knight.
Thank you, Jennifer, for those kind words. But before you leave, we do have one more award to give out, and we have the Chairman's Award that goes to Jennifer this year for her outstanding work on behalf of the Chamber, Tulsa, and really the entire region. As you saw in the 24 recap video, the Tulsa Regional Chamber accomplished a tremendous amount under your leadership, and in terms of recruiting new companies, creating new jobs, and support phenomenal levels of tourism this year, and our continued progress in advancing our relationship with our tribal partners. And it's been a pleasure getting to know you this year. So we appreciate your efforts, and with that, I'm happy to present you with the Chairman's Award for your dedication and leadership to the Chamber, the City of Tulsa, and Northeast Oklahoma. Okay, hello everybody. We're excited to be here today. Thank you for coming, first of all, to this year's annual meeting. It's really great to stand up here and see faces of so many friends, colleagues, and fellow Tulsans. I'm especially proud to be here and have my family with me today. My wife, Roseanne, my daughter, Lexi, her husband, Travis. They have 3 kids. And then my son, Ryan, he had a previous engagement where I said we're going to talk to their new baby, Margot, about coming the day before the inaugural event. But they came. Margot came yesterday with their second daughter, and as Jennifer said, our fifth granddaughter, and all living in Tulsa. And we couldn't be more excited. It's good to know they're in the good hands of our friend Dr. Cliff over here and at St. Francis Hospital, so they couldn't be with us today. But it's also great to have a lot of members of our team here today. It's really great to have you guys here and be with us. You know, I am a big believer in your lifetime, you make about 3 or 4 big decisions that really charts the course of how your life is going to go and where it's going to end up. And I do want to mention one of those today. And that's the decision I made a long time ago to have Roseanne by my side. She was 15, I was 16. As you can imagine, I was pretty big time in high school, driving my grandmother's 67 Chevrolet around, big 8-track player and the big speakers in the back. My financial plan at the time was sending in as many Publishers House sweepstake entries as I could, hoping for the prize patrol to show up. They never did. That is a true story. But somehow here we are, 40 years, we'll be celebrating our 40th wedding anniversary this year. We've been together, it's been Roseanne and Bill for 47 years, and here we are for 47, so thank you, honey. As the 2025 chair of the Tulsa Regional Chamber, I'm really honored to represent an organization committed to driving Tulsa and our region forward, a mission in an area that means certainly a great deal to me and everybody in this room. We've made a lot of progress in the past 10 years, but we have like so many other cities, they're doing the same thing. So continuing to drive forward and not slip into neutral is really critical for 25. As a region, only driving forward makes sense. We can't afford to sit idly by while other communities pass us. We must keep the pedal down if our region is to achieve its full potential. So I'm excited today to take you on a drive. We thought that was most appropriate, and drive you through all 4 strategic initiatives of the Tulsa Regional Chamber: economic development, regional tourism, government affairs, and community development. And most importantly, what we're going to focus on in 2025 and hold ourselves accountable to within each of these areas. So let's get started. First, economic development. As Jennifer mentioned in her remarks, the Tulsa Regional Chamber has long been acknowledged as best in class when it comes to economic development. The Chamber's unwavering commitment to grow jobs and expand the workforce within our region has generated tremendous results. Since its inception in 2005, Tulsa's Future, which is a chamber-led regional economic development partnership, has generated nearly 3,000 jobs, or 83,000 jobs, and nearly $8 billion in capital investment. In 2025, Tulsa's Future is joining forces with another pillar of the Chamber's work, and that's regional tourism, on a bold 5-year fundraising and strategic plan called Bridge to the Future 2030. Bridge to the Future 2030 will combine the best of economic development and the best of tourism promotion to better position Tulsa on the national and even international stage, making us more attractive than ever for job growth, talent attraction, events, and visitors. For a number of years, the Chamber's economic development team has partnered with Development Counselors International, better known as DCI, a highly specialized marketing firm with expertise in economic development, tourism, and talent attraction marketing. This partnership will continue in 2025, and the Bridge to the Future 2030 plan will leverage the breadth of DCI's expertise really more than ever. The expectation is that, among other things, we'll continue to grow jobs, increase capital investment. But what I really want to talk about today, as it relates to economic development, is the workforce side, and something I've become really passionate to in the past year, and that's Tulsa Public Schools. A year ago at this event, hopefully you remember, Jennifer spoke about the need to retain local control of Tulsa Public Schools, and you remember everything that we went through. Through the great work of many, including Dr. Johnson and her very impressive team, local control was retained. And real progress has been made since then to better prepare today's students for tomorrow's jobs. But more is needed. And this we know, a strong Tulsa public school system makes for a strong Tulsa. Whether you attended Tulsa Public, I agree, thank you. Whether you attended Tulsa Public, have children or employees who attended Tulsa Public Schools, they touch many of us. And there's still major challenges that are not unlike those faced by many large public school systems around the country. So here's where we come in. I'm excited today to announce 2 initiatives where we can make a difference. Number 1 is career exploration. We want to provide an exploration process for high school juniors and seniors to give them firsthand experience at your places of business so they better understand what potential career options they have after high school. We'd like to identify 10 companies willing to provide a career exploration experience for a group of 20 to 25 high school juniors and seniors, 5 companies in the spring and 5 companies in the fall. Number 2 are college essentials, and this one really touches the heart. We have a number of first-generation college-bound students that don't go to college because they don't have the items they need to be successful in their journey to their freshman year. These students have already been accepted, and they've got the funding to attend an Oklahoma college or a university, but they may not have the money for books, for the essentials they need to outfit their dorm room, or simply transportation to get there. So think about it. They're first-generation college students. They've done all the hard work. They've earned a scholarship to an Oklahoma post-secondary school, but they don't go because they don't have the resources to get there. We want and should help these kids. So the Chamber would love to identify individuals or companies, thank you, yes, absolutely, willing to support a student, kind of angel tree-like, as they begin their college journey by providing items to ensure they make it to their freshman year. If you or your company would like to help us, we're going to make it really simple. We've got a QR code on the back of your program. You can scan that and sign up after today's event, and we hope you do. I also want to mention a third way you can help, and that's at the ballot box. School districts need bond issues in order to invest in the future of our students. In many cases, these bonds help fund extracurricular activities such as fine arts and sports programming. In meeting with Dr. Johnson and her team, we've come to learn that chronic absenteeism is still a major challenge at TPS. And studies show that chronically absent students are less proficient in the classroom than their peers. They also show that absenteeism decreases when kids are involved and engaged in extracurricular activities. A number of our neighboring communities have bond issues coming up for a vote in the next few months. Tulsa residents will be voting on the Tulsa Public School bond in October. By the way, this bond will not raise taxes. And I can speak with confidence to say that now is the time to invest our tax dollars and our time in Dr. Johnson and her team at Tulsa Public Schools. And we hope you show your support by voting yes on the bond issues when you get a chance, and don't forget that QR code on the back of your program. Thank you. Okay, we're going to keep driving on to the second of the Chamber's 4 strategic initiatives, and that's regional tourism. I touched on tourism a bit earlier, but let me expand by just some of the things that are in store for us in 2025 and beyond. For starters, The Outsiders musical just keeps giving. It debuted in Broadway in 2024, subsequently won a Tony Award for Best Musical, and they'll launch their nationwide tour this fall. That means audiences all over the country will have a chance to experience a very unique Tulsa-centric story and further elevate our national profile. In early 2026, the fully reimagined Gilcrease Museum will reopen its doors to the world and no doubt attract art lovers from around the world to see its unique collection of art in their new home. Also next year, and I'm really excited about this, we'll celebrate the centennial of Route 66. In case you haven't heard, Tulsa has officially been designated as the capital of Route 66. With the creative help of some University of Oklahoma public relations students, the Chamber's tourism team will let that story be told in a big way this year and next. And of course, more and more tourists discover that what Tulsa has to offer, the need becomes even more pressing to have adequate hotel capacity. Fortunately, we have a solution on the way. On the heels of last year's reopening of Zinc Lake and other attractions, there's every reason to expect more visitors than ever are going to visit Tulsa. However, in a recent study, it showed that Tulsa, in order to really compete with other world-class cities as a tourism destination, we need more hotel room capacity. For example, Tulsa currently has 1,000 hotel rooms within walking distance of this building. Cities we compete against have an average of nearly 3,000 rooms in walking distance of their convention center. Tulsa's lost out on more than 150 events during the fiscal year 23-24, and one of the main reasons was lack of rooms within walking distance. Building a new 650-room convention center attached hotel is no longer a nice-to-have for us, it's a must-have. And while the new hotel won't likely be completed until 2029, the Chamber's tourism team can begin selling against it as soon as we break ground, which means they can create a strong future pipeline of large-scale gatherings, meetings, and sporting events right now. Think of it this way. As the profile of this new hotel begins to rise within our skyline, so will our national and international profile as a premier destination. And you don't have to take my word for it. You need to look no further than destinations like Salt Lake City to find examples of how transformative a new convention center hotel can be. And to that point, I'll go ahead and share some advanced news. The Chamber plans to take a delegation of 100 or so business leaders and civic leaders to Salt Lake City this fall for its 16th annual intercity visit. The trip will include a look at the impact the Salt Lake City Convention Center Hotel, along with other topics, including outdoor recreation and multiple modes of transportation that they've developed within the city. Okay, driving ahead to our third of the 4 Chamber strategic initiatives, government affairs. One of the distinguishing advantages of our region, and I have learned this firsthand, is our ability to speak in a unified voice to our state and federal legislators about the issues that matter to the business community. This is possible thanks to the annual Chamber-led One Voice process, which culminates with the creation of the One Voice Regional Legislative Agenda later this year. Each year, the One Voice Agenda prioritizes 30 issues across all 3 needs of ensuring prosperous economic building infrastructure and critical to the business as an educated and healthy workforce. Within that educated and healthy workforce area, a key imperative for 2025 is a greater access to childcare. Make no mistake, access to safe, affordable childcare is a critical issue for both employees and employers. And our ability to address this in a substantial way is going to have a big impact on our ability to grow the region. Here are a few facts. Childcare costs now exceed housing costs in all 50 states. In Oklahoma, 34 of the 77 counties are considered childcare deserts. And in Tulsa County, we have over 45,000 children under the age of 5, but only 28,000 childcare slots. So as a business owner, I get to see the impact of these statistics on a daily basis. Our inability to find independent care leads to higher employee absenteeism, and in more and more cases, women are exiting the workforce altogether in order to take care of their kids. And because childcare professionals are not paid well, and at least 10%, only 10% receive benefits, recruiting new caregivers is increasingly difficult. So options dwindle over time rather than increase. There is hope, however, and that hope is you. Those of you in the room can help, and you can help today. If you're a business owner, take a look at your workplace policies to ensure they are as family-friendly as possible. And raise your voice. Let your legislators know that childcare is an important issue and that you want to see childcare credits, incentives maintained and even increased. A great chance to do this is during the Chamber's annual One Voice Day at the Capital Advocacy Trip in Oklahoma City coming up in early March. And if you're not comfortable speaking directly to your legislator, reach out to the Chamber's Government Affairs team. They can suggest additional ways to support this vital need. Okay. We're rounding that 4th turn. And last but not least, the 4th of the Chamber's 4 strategic initiatives is community development. Put simply, community development is all about enhancing quality of life. Beyond a doubt, some of the biggest determinants of quality of life are housing and public safety. With them, much can be achieved. Without them, opportunities dramatically decrease and challenges dramatically increase. From the Chamber's perspective, the issue of housing is both a current and a future need. On one hand, there are housing solutions we need today, right now, in order to help address homelessness. And let's not mince words here. We all recognize Tulsa has a homelessness problem. Year over year, the number of those experiencing homelessness on our streets is increasing, and we see it every day. The causes of this are numerous, varied, and they're complicated, and include issues such as mental health, domestic violence, rising rental rates, and a lack of a living wage. No matter the cause, though, homelessness affects not only the persons without permanent shelter, but employers, employees, and visitors as we see its effect on public safety. It endangers the public, and it can discourage investment from the business and the tourism sector. To better understand the challenges and to discuss solutions, the Chamber has convened a number of dialogue sessions with dozens of business owners from downtown and across our city to discuss their experiences. Those discussions must and will continue in 2025, but quick action is also required. And the Chamber stands ready to work alongside Mayor Nichols as he works to address homelessness, affordable housing, and public safety. Beyond addressing these issues in the near term, there's also a need for the region to prepare effectively for the future. Like many cities across the country, Tulsa faces an extreme deficit of available, affordable housing. A recent independent study of local housing demand found that during the next decade, Tulsa must develop nearly 13,000 new housing units just to keep pace with demand. As the Chamber continues to focus on economic development, work on growing current companies and attracting new employers, having adequate inventory of workforce housing is certainly part of the conversation. In 2025, the Chamber will help provide insight to align the community needs, industry demand, and policy solutions. To do this, the Chamber will partner with local organizations to better understand their critical challenges and will convene conversations focused on best practices and address those needs. The work's already started. In 2024, the Chamber's Board of Directors and Board of Advisors discussed this topic as part of our annual leadership retreat, and we convened a panel discussion on housing solutions during our most recent intercity visit to Detroit. And Chamber leaders met with leadership of Tulsa's newest initiative, the Housing Partnership Network, launched by the Ann and Henry Zero Foundation. The bottom line is we must take a regional approach and collaborate on solutions that incorporate best practices, not only for downtown, but also for surrounding communities. From the Chamber's perspective, working alongside organizations such as the Downtown Tulsa Partnership, programs such as the George Kaiser Family Foundation's Invest North will be instrumental in driving the region forward. So there you have it. 4 focus areas within the Chamber's 4 strategic initiatives. Will the items I mentioned here today be all that the Chamber and its partners work on in 2025? Absolutely not. There'll be a wide variety of opportunities that exist to drive our region forward, and I have no doubt the work of 2025 will reflect that variety. For example, the Chamber may well partner with organizations across our region to begin the process of developing a long-term regional strategic plan. The most successful communities, and we saw this in Detroit, maintain a long-term roadmap and Chamber-led process to develop one similar for Tulsa that could yield benefits now and for decades to come. There's also little doubt that opportunities we're not currently aware of will appear along the way as the year progresses. The Chamber will do its best to capitalize on those opportunities when they arrive. I look forward to holding ourselves accountable to what we've outlined today throughout the year, and then we'll come back and we'll recount everything that we've done in 2025 next January. In the meantime, let me say this. From all of us at the Chamber, both the staff and the volunteer leadership, we appreciate your attendance today. We really appreciate your partnership throughout the year. None of the work that we accomplished in the past years or plan to accomplish in 2025 would be possible without your ongoing support and commitment to Tulsa and the Tulsa region. I may be the chair for a year, but you, each and every one of you, are part of what make the chamber so impactful year in and year out. So as I leave you today, please take a look at your custom centerpieces at the table. They are a speedometer. We thought that was appropriate. My hope is that those will serve as a reminder of all the great things you've seen and heard today. And to read more about the region's recent successes, check out the Chamber's 24 annual report. You can simply scan the annual report QR code on the back of your event program. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for everything that you do for Tulsa and the region. We are adjourned.